Pineapple, I'm a pineapple, pineapple, I'm a pineapple, pineapple, I'm a pineapple, pineapple, I'm a pineapple, I'm sweet, I got a beat, just look at me, what do you see? Pineapple, I'm a pineapple, pineapple, I'm a pineapple, pineapple, I'm a pineapple, pineapple, I'm a pineapple, I'm sweet, I got a beat, just look at me, what do you see? Pineapple, I'm a pineapple, pineapple, I'm a pineapple, pineapple, I'm a pineapple, pineapple, I'm a pineapple.
All right, we're back. Hello, good day. And what bold claims am I, the crypto alchemist, making? Is Donald the Golden Goose the king of memes? And is he taking hold of the driver's seat of the meme bus? Everybody aboard the meme bus and ride the Trump up to $1,000 in 4 years. Is that going to happen? Well, the first stop would have to be making $80, and that's my first price prediction, that if it makes it, and it looks like it will, I believe that the Trump coin within his first month or 3 months tops, all right, before the unlock, the 3-month unlock of that 80%, that 800 million coins. And I see, if you've listened to Trump talk about Bitcoin, he's like, you never sell. All right. So this man is a man of business. He understands what assets are. And what they've done is magic internet money, creation of right now $7.5 billion it still sits at. And if these price predictions and targets keep up and happen, well, then $37 that it's currently selling for, and that I actually just spent $100 buying worth of 2.5 there, I think, Trump for $100. So I put $100 in, and I bought it at 37, and I believe that if I'm correct, within a month I'd be able to over double that, and I would sell it at the top of 80. But really, I'd probably sell it when it gets to a new high, when it surpasses the $71. And that's the key thing, that it's going to make a new all-time high, and that it's going to surpass the 71 or $72 that was the last top. And that's what establishes this is definitely not a rug pull. It's the exact opposite, and that its fundamentals are actually still on the up and up. And that if you had bought in at the top of $71 and held on to it, and are holding on to it, that if you have faith in it, and if I am correct in this prediction, you would be able to sell it for a small profit within a month if this cycle continues, and as I suspect, and that it's ranging right now, and it's gonna range between the $40 to $60 mark, and they're intentionally creating this suspense. is it gonna rug in 3 months when 80%, this huge amount, comes unlocked, and in 1 month or 3 weeks or whatever it is when Melena's 80% first comes unlocked? What are they gonna do? They're not gonna do a darn thing about it. It's just gonna sit there, and why it's gonna sit there is to show that, oh, it's, they're not selling, they're holding on, and that is what's called the strategic reserve. And then you start allocating segments to it, and that by just holding on, and this is the key part, the key mathematics to why the Trump can be the first meme to reach $1 trillion market cap, is because really it only has to be 200 billion of actual, because there's that 20% that's out there, the 200 million. And as long as that 800 million remains locked, okay, that it's not sold. And here's the genius of it. And here's the genius of how they took that first 10% that they put in and sold to the open market, and then that other 10% that this is the key part, that they allocated and gave or sold to the exchanges such as Binance and Coinbase, and put into Radium and Jupiter, and like the Solana decentralized exchanges, as well as the key part being both Robinhood as well as Coinbase, but Binance. And that I'm going to be launching and keep investigating this and creating the first AI agent into exactly this, the Trump Tracker AI. And I've purchased Trump Tracker AI .sol. So that's the Solana domain website / NFT / going to be the home launch of Trump Tracker AI agent, and that it's going to be tracking and following all of these wallets. And that, yes, so it's also going to be making sure to track the wallet that sniped for $1 million, and I think either sold or now has, worth 400 million, the one that got that 400x by putting $1 million in right at the very beginning, right time, and getting that 400x, and the rest of it us not being able, taking that away. But so here's the thing, is that now it's playing the game and the system, the cycle, the accumulation, the range, and that they're doing this instability, and it might crash down. It might flash crash once down to $20. And if it does, by golly, I am going to buy, because it will never go down that low again if my prediction is correct. And then you do that, that's then it's a flash crash. It instantly bounces back to like the 37 or the 40 where it's ranging and currently is right now, and that's like the low end of the range. The high end is the 60, the medium is 50, and that it's setting the base value at $50 a Trump. Okay, so he just printed 200 million. Well, they sold to the market and established it with 100 million at $50 a pop. Okay, and then it just magically, internet money, doubled the other 100 million tokens that were given to the exchanges, like whether it's 1, 2, 3% of that overall, like the 10, 20, 30% of that 10% that was allocated and given to exchanges. That so Binance, if it got that 1% or that 2% or that 3% of the overall billion, right? That it was just given that, and it just magically printed and turned into a value of $50 each. So that's 500 million, a half a billion that boom, they were just given themselves. So it's worth it. They now have a vested interest of keeping this $500 million worth, the um, pegged to that medium $50 per Trump token, because it's freaking $500 million they have there. And then when they cycle up and get that 2x to where it's then $100, okay, so when it gets to $100, so that's a 16 billion market cap. All right, so that right there, it will become the number 2 dog. Trump will become the number 2 dog when he establishes it at $100 a pop, and it will have overtaken Shiba Inu. Okay, and then it's just Elon's Doge, the big boy Doge dog, at currently at $50 billion market cap, and it's staying strong, right? So when you understand these market caps and the values and how it fluctuates, how they play these games, and what it's actually at, it's huge. And that, well, how I just explained that mathematics, the 2x and the $50 standard to then turning into the $100 standard, and that when you understand these games and how they make it and how you make it work, that then the next thing is turning it into a $250 standard by like 1 year time, or 2 years into the term, or have it at $500 standard. You're halfway there, about halfway through, maybe. Probably happen a lot sooner if I'm correct in this. And that it's a vested interest for Binance, for Coinbase, for Solana, and boom, free, unlike crazy wealth for the Trumps and anyone that goes into it. And that it's the dumb money, the emotional, when you're like, oh my God, it's crashing, I have to sell, and you sell every time it crashes. That's literally the exact opposite of success. Buy low, sell high. You're selling low, and then you panic when it starts going back up, and then you're like, buy, buy, buy. And you literally are feeding the bubble, throwing all of your money away, because you're going the exact opposite way of how to take profits and how to stack and gain tokens, as opposed to just chasing, FOMOing, and emotionally splurging, aping, and yeah, right. But I've done it so many times, but you learn from your mistakes, and then you figure out the system and how to do it. And all things, I've kind of figured, I've got a couple positions now where it's like they've been open for about 48 hours straight now on Radium, still within range. So earning yield nonstop, and actually been growing the whole time. And it's like the Solana, and then paired with the Trump meme coin. So it's like you've got both. So it's like your Solana is growing and your Trump is growing as it ranges. So sure, its overall price value dips a couple times a day, but it also spikes a couple times a day. And you have that meme average that as long as you don't sell it, you just leave it, that it evens out to that $50 price. And then, the average of Solana, that's like $250 per right now. So it's like you got about 5. No, yeah, 5 trumps per Solana, 6 trumps per Solana. Yeah, it's 5 to 6 trumps per Solana when they're paired together that they range around. But yeah, that's the ratios. And when you actually figure it all out, work the systems and play it right, you can actually just make money. And yeah, like for instance, XRP, you can pair it with like the stable coin, or you know what? If they don't have it, we need to create an XRP Solana pair exchange. That would actually, between the two, I shouldn't have said that out loud. I should have just done it. Anywho, on to what the whole point of this. Let me know if you can hear the sounds.
The block runner metazone Roby Nemscribe, and today we're going to be talking about little Trump,
Yeah, man. So just
the orange walking Bitcoin man, right?
he's very orange today.
He was very orange today. It was the inauguration.
Yeah, we
and
just finished watching, I guess, 2 speeches,
we were on the edge of our seat the entire time.
waiting for something, right? I was
Anything.
expecting fireworks after the weekend we had, like leading up to this.
Yes.
You know, if you don't have any of the context, we're about to give it to you. Like, probably one of the more shocking events that I've seen in my now, what it was, 2017 to today is what, like 8 years?
Yeah.
God damn, dude, 8 years in the fucking
In the
crypto
war,
trenches,
in the war
man,
zone.
yeah.
That-
So would you have preferred to completely
That's wild. 8
Missed-
years in the crypto market. Like, I wish I had that exposure, because it's like anyone that actually started investing in crypto 8 years ago and is like still in it at this point is a millionaire, because they started accumulating Bitcoin when it was at $1. Okay. And now it's worth $100,000. And they started buying it at $1, and they kept dollar cost buying more and more. And it's like now they all have multiple or tens or even thousands of Bitcoins that they've kept buying over and over and over. And it's like it just becomes that sort of wealth. For instance, XRP, when it first came out, I think, like shortly thereafter Bitcoin. And it came out and it was worth fractions of pennies, and then to pennies, and then it went up and spiked to a couple of dollars, and then it dropped to half a dollar for several years, and now it's reached new all-time highs finally. But it's fulfilling its Phoenix Simpson's prophecy. And that's a major prediction I have, is that it will hit the $5.89 for the first Simpsons prediction in this cycle. That'll kind of be the XRP top. And that also, when it reaches that price where it's at now, and Ethereum might drop a little bit from where it is, or currently where it, just a little bit. I think maybe 200 million it might have to drop from where it is, so like 2% or 5% market cap. And basically XRP just has to double its market cap. So the Ripple stable coin that the US government approved XRP to issue, and where the Tether, it's no longer issuing new coins, and it's like their stable coins, it's like that's why they invested a bunch into Rumble, because it's like they've got $140 billion of their stable coin, but it's going to go like out of the crypto market and into like the actual like digital economy essentially. So it'll be like content creators, it'll be like the Rumble ecosystem, stuff like that. And it's like it just takes this huge giant $140 billion that was like printed out of thin air. That's the whole thing that like Tether is always so sketchy, because it's like that they could never pass an audit because it would be at least a 10-to-1, if not like 100-to-1, like assets to like print. Anyways, point being, they pulled it all off. It's the magic of magic internet money, and that now they're incorporating and able to like use it and like be like, oh, here's 700 million of it that boom just went into Rumble in the stock market. So it took and created a billion from transferred this crypto hundred. So it took 700 million. So 750 million of random crypto Tether that they just freaking boom into Rumble on the stock market. So it transferred that poof, and it actually is real cash. They like allowed it, sort of thing. It's wild stuff. And that's the magic of it all. And that's how and why it's so crazy that really it's just 100 million Trump tokens that have to have $1,000 worth of assets backing them each. So that's $1 per is it, yeah, $1 of asset per actual coin, right? It's 100 billion. Gotta figure that out. Anyways, the point being that I guess it's $1 for dollar. All right, I got it now. They need $10 billion. $10 billion. 100 billion. Sorry. Or is it 10? My God, because it's on magnitudes of exponentials. Point being, you have 800 million of this unlock, the strategic reserve, this giant bubble that if it never pops, that's a 80 or an 8 to 10% in the market, 10% in the exchanges. So the exchanges, they have their 1% of this bubble they're responsible for, and they are given 1% of those tokens that they actually own. And it's, yeah, you have 1% responsibility. It's at least 100x, if not 1,000x, of backed assets to what it's actually worth in it, and they magically turn it into real value. It's wild in how it works. Oh, thank you. But the key of it all is that I'm trying to explain of that he'll be worth $1 trillion, but really it's only 100 billion. There we go. So now I'm getting the real math. I'm sorry. So out of it, it's that it is they just need the $100 billion market cap to get to $1 trillion market cap in reality. And how that works is that you have 80% of it that never moves. So then you don't have to worry about that. It's just magic extra wealth that you then pair to, for instance, Bitcoin. So then it's like when you say you're selling or you're allocating 5% of that strategic reserve. So out of that 800 million, you're taking 4 million of the Trump shares. And it's like, even at $50 right now, but we'll say it makes it to the 1,000 each, that you at $1,000 each are buying Bitcoin at $100,000 each. So that is a 1,000 to 1, but you just got 1,000,000 of them out of nowhere, and that's just 1% of your 80% of free whatever it is that you just bought. Oh, it's so insane how it just creates value out of nothing that buys other stuff that supposedly is value, but it's really value out of nothing, but it just turns it all into other stuff. I will actually draw the bubble maps and show the pie charts essentially of the market caps of what I'm actually trying to say. Here we go. Okay, so here is cryptobubbles.com. It's an app. So here you're seeing, oh no, that's market cap and week, just market cap. No, we need. Oh, okay, I understand. The size of the bubble. So you see Bitcoin, its giant, massive size. That is $2.1 trillion. And then you have Ethereum is the second largest bubble. And it is, I believe, around $350 billion. So it is 1/6 the size of Bitcoin. And then you've got XRP, you got XRP and Solana over there. Whoop. I was gonna focus. Yes. Darn it. Anyways, you see the relate. Oh, there we go. There's XRP and Solana, and the two of them make up the size of Ethereum, and that's what it's like, the flippening when one of them gets bigger than it and flips it for the second overall size. And then there's the flippening of if this one ever overtakes that one, or when eventually, potentially, one of these ones flips this one. And that's how you get all of the massive different X's and understand the bubbles that are the crypto market. And as long as all the bubbles stay puffed up and don't pop, and you have your own little bubbles and you know how the bubbles interact with each other, you can make your bubbles grow. And then you can magically turn it into real money, just like Tether now does to prop up the actual stock market with magical internet money that they do. And that is why it's worth it for Trump and everyone to prop up and keep that bubble growing and blowing of getting to that 1,000 market cap. And that for Trump to get to that trillion. So here's the crucial part. So can Trump coin get to $1,000 each? It would have to become 1/2 the size of Bitcoin. So 1/2 the size of that bubble of Bitcoin there, or 1/3 the size of Ethereum. But here's the magic of internet money and the key to that 80% strategic reserve. Because in reality, you see Ethereum here at 300 billion or we'll just say it's 300 billion right now. So in reality, there only has to be 100 billion of Trump tokens backed at $1,000 each, and then that other 80%, because so there's 10% that's actually backed, then there's the other 10% that's on the exchanges that's fluid. Okay, so it's like if there's 10% that is retail and owned by everybody, if all of a sudden it floods and crashes the 10% that is the exchanges, then very quickly it will deflate that big 80% bubble that is absolutely nothing. It goes down into nothing, right? But as long as you keep that bubble inflated up and it doesn't go back and forth or deflate very quickly where it pops, then you can keep that bubble blowing and blowing and blowing. And, it's only got to reach 1/3 of that Ethereum. And in reality, they'll have it credited and claiming, and the Trump dollar, the Trump meme coin will literally exchange out for $1,000 US a piece, and it'll probably at that point, like, they'll back it by like accepting it at all Trump hotels for $1,000 a pop, or at some point it'll probably start at 50. They'll probably like come out next week and be like, oh, it's 50, and then they'll be like, no, we're just kidding, it's actually $100. We're back, we'll accept it for $100 from this point forward as a bare minimum. But then it's like it'll probably keep going, and at some point it'll be 1,000, and it'll be how it is, if I am correct, and if it has the fundamentals. But for that fundamental, it has to make it up to a new all-time high of $80 within the next couple of weeks, the month top. But I have faith that it will, and that it will, it'll hit $100 before ranging back and retracing, and it'll probably be like 60 back and forth to 100 back, boop, boop, boop. That's how it goes, and you always buy low, sell high, buy back in low, sell back in high, and that's just how it is. There's high volatility. People panic. You don't sell on emotion. You preset buy orders and you preset sell orders, that it's like, I have my Solana, like just a couple of them set aside on the exchange, that it sells as soon as it hits $295. All right, it's like it hits that, it's like boom, it sells it, because it's like that's $300. It's the new all-time high, and it's like it'll hit that, and then it always retraces. So it's like you have it set, and why it will always retrace is because smart money has preset their Solana to sell when it gets to that point, which will then make it retrace. But it's like, boom, you sold it literally at the top. You take your profits, and then you buy back in when it gets to that retracement point of 10% down, and then that's when you start it back up. Like, it's like It's just that's how smart money works. And you can be smart with your money and preset it when to sell it at the top, and also be smart with your money to have it pre-sold or preset. And that's another key part of the stable coin of crypto, is that smart money will always have at least like 30% of their crypto as stable coin at all times. So it's like no matter what, you can like sleep because it's like 30% of your value of your wealth is in stable coin. Okay, so it's like it's never going to rug down to zero, no matter, like, you got 30, but it's like it's not it ever, when the market fully crashes at one time, it only ever goes 50, and you never sell it that 50%, because usually it'll retrace at least 20 to 25, where it's like, that you try to buy when it flash crashes down, and then like just sell as soon as it does that 0.5% backup bounce, and then it's like you just made a whole bunch by buying and quickly selling it. It's just you have it preset for those circumstances, and it's going to happen at some point. You have it programmed to it. That's how they make the money. That's how it goes, and that's how they do it. And anyone that's been in it for multiple years to the decade knows and has figured it out and is worth lots of money. So this is like my first full cycle, going my 4th year into the start of what I've been calling and expecting as the bull run super cycle, as many suspect and expect. And that is why I know that the Trump coin is going to be that trillion market cap and $1,000 each, because it's destiny, and it's just how things inflate into this magic internet money, and it's just going to all grow exponentially. And that, yes, it's very bullish for Solana right now, but it's that, within a year or two, they integrate it so it also is on XRP, that it's also on Cardano, that it's also on all the other ones. And that's it. Like, if I was Trump, I would take 1 or 5% each of that 80% allocation, that 800 million. You'd start taking millions of a million each of those Trump tokens, and then you're like, okay, you're pairing it with a million equal value of Cardano. You're pairing it with an equal XRP amount of what a million of the Trumps are worth. So it's like, if they're currently worth right now at 37 American, and shortly guaranteed it'll be back to the 50 minimum standard that they're traded at, and that when it overtakes Shiba Inu, the second dog, and then it starts being accepted as 100 each and has that market cap of 20 billion. And so here's the thing, that 20 billion market cap that it's at in the markets right now, that strategic reserve is another 80 billion that magically becomes real internet money and value of the corresponding whatever the market's trading them at, and can be paired with staked Bitcoin or staked Ethereum or staked XRP or whatever. And that because that pre-existing XRP is staked with this non-moving bubble Trump coin, that they magically give each other both liquidity and value and magic exponential backing of it's only 10 billion, but right now it's actually if things just stayed the way they are at its current market cap, and in 3 months he unlocks it, and then he does what I'm saying and takes like 5 million trumps and puts that paired with XRP, and takes 5 million trumps and pairs that with Bitcoin, and takes 5 million trumps and pairs that with Cardano, and takes 10 million trumps and pairs that with Ripple RUSD stable coin, that they're buying each other, so they just like inflate each other's values up, so it's worth it for both blockchains and cryptos and companies to do this and just partner up and just freaking inflate it all up together. And that's how it just goes crazy, massive wealth. And that you always spend when that balloon is getting to the most, and you never buy in and rush in when it's at that point. That's how you get wrecked every time. That's how 90% of people lose their money. But that's just how it goes. And oh, here we go. It is still there. Back to what I've been meaning to play this whole time. And it does have context to all of my rambling.
This event over the weekend?
With crypto, it's
Stupid ads. So I gotta say, this whatever this dude is shilling, it's a scam. Don't ever. Oh, never mind. It's Kraken. Never mind. Kraken is actually one of the legit things, but it could also be a scam. I don't know if it's actually legit. The actual Kraken app is legit. Don't know if this ad is. 90%, 99% of crypto ads on YouTube are a scam. That's just a rule of thumb. Don't ever send your money to anything you hear or see on a YouTube ad or comment. Whoops. There we go.
It's like go do normal human stuff,
Like touch some grass.
and then Monday come back to work. It's like, oh, I didn't know.
No, I would. Yeah, no. I think it's good to have witnessed these things for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because now I can parallel like what's happening in the market to things that have happened in the past, right? And to me, I haven't seen this level of like collective madness since like Bitcoin Cash was like on the verge of flipping Bitcoin back in 2017.
Yeah.
That was an equal amount of like collective madness where like people were.
Okay, so what is this OG of crypto talking about? What the F is crypto cash? So crypto cash could essentially be seen today as like the number 3 OG weaker old dying dog of meme coins when it comes to Doge being the first, but actually it was Bitcoin Cash. And what am I talking about? Bitcoin Cash is a fork of Bitcoin. So it's like all the miners and infrastructure of Bitcoin. They like you vote to change the protocol sort of things. Some agree, some don't. And then it's like, well, then you fork and there's 2 of them. And that Bitcoin is the original Bitcoin. But at one point in time in 2017, when there was the original fork between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash momentarily, temporarily took over Bitcoin itself. So it could have been Bitcoin Cash right now that is Bitcoin and not Bitcoin itself. But instead, Bitcoin Cash, I believe, is like 60th or 70th overall market cap. Still worth like 2 billion or something. I don't know. Maybe 1 billion. We'll look into it. If I had Coin Market up, I could show, but that's just getting too far off topic. Now I'm starting to ramble, but that was the context. Back to, okay, the relevance of it. That at that time, and then all of these people were using Bitcoin Cash and the infrastructure of it, as opposed to the more established, better suited Bitcoin itself infrastructure and miners and servers and stuff that was regularly handling all of that traffic. As it like temporarily switched over, it's like it crashed everything because the Bitcoin Cash miner setup couldn't handle all of that. And what that reference is that, well, the trade volume, the amount of people buying and selling and panicking and panic selling and panic buying and the frenzy, that has generated at least tens of millions, probably daily, of revenue just at that 1%, because 1% of all of every transaction goes into the Trump sale. And hey, I've probably done at least $40-$50 into that at this point, back and forth sales I've done. But hey, that's all on the blockchain, and I think I've evened out buying now at the 37.50 because I have faith that that's a steal of a deal, and I have faith it's going to 1,000 within a year or two, probably sooner, by the end at the latest. But for that to happen, first it has to hit 80, a new all-time high, and I think I'll see that very soon. But point being, it was actually moments away of reaching 80, which would have, like, literally within hours of that point at the latest, then hit $100 each, because it was only up and it was just sucking all of like the liquidity and all of the other bubbles into it and just growing. Like, it overtook Shiba Inu. It literally was almost at 20 billion market cap within 36 hours of it being launched. And then they launched Melina, and like she just came out, punched old Trump fucking down in the face and popped that bubbles freaking momentum down and just threw everything like woo, and everything all of a sudden, all of like the FOMO was like, oh, we gotta jump into this because that's where all of the crazy 1,000 gains are. But at the same time, like, there was this $300 million sale, and it's, I believe, and it most likely on blockchain. I think it is, but I have to double check and verify it. And Trump Tracker AI is gonna, be on top of that. The agent is gonna be all about that, focusing on it. That it's the same wallet that was the sniper that bought the million at the very beginning and sold it for 400 million. Like, that's the exact one that crashed it down and instantly put that into Melina. Like, stole all the X's, dropped all of the gains, stole the X gains again. Anyways, can't prove it's them, but that's the insider trading of the average crypto project. That said, I know their game and they're going to keep pumping it, and that's why I think, in calling it, they'll go to 100. But the point being, when they launched that second one, it popped that bubble of it keep going up and crashed it back down. And everyone's selling at once and deflating, and then trying to buy into this other inflating Milena one. That it inflated quite up high, like it turned into, I think, 10 billion market cap, or at least 8 at its top. So at its top, it's what Trump has sustained right now and is still at constantly, and that's like at a low. And I expect it to go back up and reach the stay at the 10 billion. Anyways, the point of it, that huge 10 billion transfer all at once from the Trump into the Milena, and that's where a lot of people got wrecked, because then it crashed back down a whole bunch and is only at like the 1 billion market cap right now. And anyways, it just meme Milena just wrecked memes Trump's going. But had she not come out, it would be scary, because there would have been a chance that by now, or by within a week, that that Trump, but definitely by the 3 months, I would guarantee, had Milena meme momentum not messed up and popped the momentum of the Trump meme growth, that by the 3-month unlock period, it would have been $1 trillion market cap. And how they would have gotten that is it would have only had to be 100 billion market cap, and out of that 100 billion, it would have only had to be 50 billion real backing, and then 50 billion that's like kept afloat and like there in the exchange, but really it's like it's only 1 to 5% that's keeping that other whole 100% bubble up, just like the same way you have the 80% bubble. But it's just the bubblenomics. It's the tokenomics of the bubblenomics of how it all works. It's the housing market, it's the stock market, it's the currency markets, and now it's the crypto markets. It's just how the bubbles blow. And that is why it's called crypto bubbles. Yo. Right? Oh, wrong out. Come on now. There we go. Crypto bubbles. It's a crypto bubble day. Crypto bubbles. Right? That's crypto bubbles. Oh, look, I got a bunch of cryptos that one's up 88% today. One's up 60% today. One's up 30%. It's wild. It's how it goes. But that's the bubble market.
Absolutely losing their mind over Bitcoin Cash.
Yeah.
And everything started breaking. Coinbase, Binance, like the whole infrastructure of crypto at that time.
Yeah.
Completely just fell apart, and it's like, wow. But eventually everything subsided, and who the hell talks about Bitcoin Cash anymore, right?
Yeah, nobody.
Exactly. So
all right, so what are we talking about? So Trump, he launched a meme coin, and then 2 days later, Melania launches a meme coin.
Yeah, allegedly. I don't think these actual individual people had any any part in any of this, but essentially their names were leveraged. And some new crypto,
but there is a connection to the Trump organization.
Well, absolutely.
Right. So it is the Trump team, but it's definitely not Trump or Melania.
Yeah, just don't. I don't think they have any idea what's happening behind maybe like a mention. It's like whenever they're done with the pressers and
maybe his son's
shaking
probably
100
told him.
hands. It's like,
I disagree. I disagree. He's watching crypto bubbles too. He's got the app. He's seeing his bubble grow. He's seeing his bubble pop a little bit, because that's the buy to sells that they've already have it pre-programmed to do. And if I am right, if I am right, and they'll be then very soon establishing, it's already essentially established as $50 a Trump. I guarantee that's it's gonna be their range at that within the next day, and within the next week it'll be at 100. It'll be new time high, and it'll be 100, and by the end of the month, guaranteed that'll just be the going rate, $100 Trump. if my projections are right. And if they are, it's easily attainable to get 1,000. But they play it off like it's nothing, and he says nothing because he doesn't want to be liable. They've all done it by design. And is QAnon more than just a crazy, insane conspiracy and the trust plan all along, and that they know exactly what they're doing with their magical internet money, and that from nothing is something that inflates into just $1 trillion that you got out of doing absolutely nothing? And so they're they're like, they haven't even said anything. Everyone's speculating, is Baron Trump gonna do the next meme coin? Is Eric Trump gonna do the next? Well, no, definitely not. They're not freaking retarded. Their project, actually, and it's already long in the works, it's like the World Equity Capital coin or something or whatever. But basically, it's their clearinghouse crypto exchange, kind of like their own personal Coinbase or Binance.
How'd your day go? Yeah,
It's like,
you know,
I launched a Trump meme coin, Dad, and it's worth 50 billion. It's like, what do you mean you launched a Trump meme coin worth 50 billion? It's like, here's a chart. And it's like only up.
yeah, and Trump's probably like, ha, that's cute, son. It's
Yeah.
like he probably doesn't even believe in it. I don't know.
He
that's
does.
pure
Yeah, no,
speculation, right?
mhm.
Maybe Trump and Melania are actually the architects and masterminds behind.
Yeah, they clicked all the right buttons and
Yeah,
supplied liquidity.
yeah, or
everything.
not, or somebody's just, maybe it's Barron at the end of the day, Barron Trump.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just a crypto genius,
well,
right? So
by design.
nonetheless, the speculation of today is, because Trump and his organization has essentially all in into the crypto space by launching like the most crypto native products, which is a meme coin, right? On Solana of all chains. I mean, that's about
God chain, dude.
that's about as degenerate as you can get
Yeah.
from like a product launch perspective, with like an 80% like team vesting lockup. I mean, geez.
As one does, right?
Yeah, so it's like bullish, right? I mean, there's no way on this inauguration day, most historic day of all days,
Yeah.
that he's not going to mention
Trump, the token,
and Bitcoin specifically with the whole, this country now that I run and operate is going to
Y'all were wrong. He didn't mention it once. And here's the thing, is that the markets tried to sell, and they did sell, and it took the system to the max. But like, I just had to pay higher slippage, and I was literally on my app, my phone, and my computer doing it all at once, like on Jupiter Radium and the Phantom Wallet, just like as it was like freaking crashing and like going through. But all my sales did go through. I lost a little bit more on fees than I wanted to, but like it all survived. And it's like, no, if you knew what you're doing and you're steady with it, I didn't get wrecked whatsoever. And yeah, it survived. It survived it, and it's historical. It's the most traded ever and exchanged ever, and the amount of fees they're making, like, I bet you it's insane. I bet you it's like in the 30s of 30 million a day. It's at least tens of millions generating a day in volume, and it's like they keep that up, or if it increases as it goes on, it's oh my god, it's insane. But that's the market, and trust the plan. If what I suspect is happening happens, and it's all by design.
all in on Bitcoin, right?
Yeah. So we were sitting there listening at the edge of our seat for maybe an hour and a half, whatever it was, through 2 of his speeches.
And like a helicopter fly off.
Yeah.
It's just like Biden just like peaced out. We were wondering if this was going to be the next Kobe, moment. We're just,
Yeah. Didn't happen.
Didn't happen, thankfully.
Also, what didn't happen? No mention of Bitcoin or the Trump token
Or crypto at all.
or crypto or blockchain.
But for sure, there's only 2 genders.
Yeah, for sure, there is 2 genders confirmed officially by our president.
Yeah. And what else? Electric cars
And-
suck.
And the Gulf of America,
That's right.
electric cars suck. We're going back to internal
Right, Gulf
combustion
of
engines.
America.
As it should be.
Right.
That Elon
We need
guy.
explosion-powered vehicles, not more efficient
Yeah.
vehicles.
We're taking back the canal as well.
And the canal's ours.
Yeah, that's right.
And
Now
Mark
y'all
Zuckerberg
taking it.
confirmed
Monroe
human.
Doctrine
He
definitely
starts
he
with
can't help but look at the rack
yeah.
next to him.
Yeah. It was the exposed rack.
Who can blame him?
Yeah, who can blame him? Well, he really has changed. He really is turning a new leaf.
Yeah.
But that was pretty much it. That was those were like the major events of today's inauguration. So kind of a letdown, I would say. If you're like
I would say so, yeah.
if you're a Trump coin holder, you're speculating on like the esteem and value of that and like what this inauguration day would represent. But that's like on the short term horizon interpretation of things, right?
Yeah.
Still, nonetheless, like the
They
president
tried a
got 4
massive
years of
sell-off.
power essentially.
Yeah.
Gary
There
Gensler's
was
out
a
the
massive
door.
sell-off
Yep.
because of
Trump
Melania
is
first.
in.
Official resignation by Gary
Right.
today.
They
Yeah,
held her solid.
but yeah. So this.
at 40.
So let's take a look at what's
Yeah.
actually
She's
proliferating
reigned.
here.
All right. So just in, strategic Bitcoin reserve not listed as an immediate priority in a document sent to Republican lawmakers by the Trump administration. So all that talk about Trump and Bitcoin National Reserve being one of the first things that he does,
Yeah,
it's not even on the list. Doesn't make it on the board.
yeah. Like we said, kind of a letdown, but still, there's apparently like a whole slew of executive orders that I guess are going to be signed today. Right, as soon as he gets the chance to sit down, I guess at his table.
Well, we did get to see him sit down and sign some stuff with a giant marker.
Today?
Yeah.
First, you have to get through the initial like wall of skepticism, right?
Yeah.
To like even
Man,
make
that
purchase.
wall was pretty thick.
It was
though.
pretty big. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like there's no way. But at the same time, Trump has been launching crypto products for a couple of years now. We've been tracking his NFTs, trading cards.
Yeah, but this was like too like precise.
It was like, yeah, it was on Solana and it was like, yeah, but it was the right timing, the right product. Like the market is already kind of primed and positioned to speculate on something like this. So it
It
was
couldn't have
kinda like a
been
perfect
more
storm, right?
better
Yeah.
placed.
So
and
what
it
does
did-
that?
It did
Was
very
the
well.
perfect
Yeah. So what does that look like?
storm.
So
Basically only go up for like an entire day or two.
yeah. So this is when we found it. It's like somewhere around here is like 8, 7, 8, 9 million. It's $9 billion market cap.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
I started
That's-
messaging the world. It's like, dude,
red alert.
Trump launched a meme coin right around like that first dip,
Yeah.
like right around there,
Yeah.
something like that. And I was like, dude,
You-
this is gonna run to 100 billion. I
You
said,
sent it to me just under $8.
It's gonna run to 100
Yeah.
billion.
yeah, I was like, this is for
It's
sure gonna
100
run to
billion,
100
it's
billion
actually a
market cap.
trillion.
But I'm
Because
still not gonna
remember,
buy it.
10%
Yeah.
in the exchanges.
I was
that's
like, there's no way
and
it's gonna go past 10 billion. Like
80% in
just
the
because
strategic reserve
we haven't
that you
seen a
can
$10
pair with
billion
other
like
cryptos
token
that
just
then
like
makes it
Well, remember,
worth
this is
double that
FDV
as
value,
well.
right?
that's
So,
true. Yeah, but still, it still counts.
Yeah.
Just because 80% is held by the Trump team.
Yeah. So at this time, it just looked like a wild meme coin emerged, right? That's kind of cute. But then as time went on, it only went up.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started looking at my AI coins and they were just
Yeah.
getting absolutely obliterated across the board. Everything we've been talking about,
Yeah.
essentially down 60, 70%, right?
Yeah.
Just straight Kirby'd. This is like a Kirby'd the whole market, essentially.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, people saw this opportunity. They're like, Trump launching a meme coin on Solana. And it's just like, I gotta get out of my positions. And
Yeah. And Solana is like the most nimble of like, like chains, I guess, or networks where, people flip and flop out of positions pretty seamlessly,
Efficiently,
right?
yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy to kind of like go in and out of positions and chase these kind of pumps, right? So in this case, this was an obvious one, right? A lot of people who got in early on this, they're sitting pretty today until
yeah, until someone decides to liquidate $300 million
well,
because
yeah.
because Melania
Yeah, one wasn't good enough, dude.
Someone
Yeah,
decided
official
to
Melania meme is
liquidate-
live. Here.
Someone decided to liquidate $300 million. And who had $300 million of Trump coin? Well, it was that one person, or, well, directed. Whether it was an agent, bot, either way, it was directed and set up by a person, an insider that bought that $1 million at the start and sold it for $300 million. And Rugg pulled the initiative of it going up, popped it intentionally to inflate Melania, and just, it's all by design. They didn't want it to go up too big though at the beginning, because if it just went to 100 billion and then, like, you know, with that other 80 there's a trillion all at once, it would very easily pop, and then $1 trillion just popping would absolutely fuck everything up in the economy. Any $1 trillion bubble popping, you're screwed.
Here's the contract address.
Yeah, so like
This-
before that happened, sentiment was like insanely euphoric. We're like, you know, people were saying like, this is it. This is crypto's like realization moment where crypto is no longer a joke. Like the sitting president is launching a meme coin, dude. This legitimizes the entire industry. And then Melania comes.
Yeah, I feel like they did a misstep here with the
Don
Melania token.
is
Yeah.
the king of
Well,
memes.
for sure, it bifurcated their own
Hop
liquidity,
on
right?
the meme bus, baby.
But also it kind of made it seem like too obviously like aggressive, right? Like they're trying to capture some sort of something, right? And then you look at the tokenomics of these two,
Yeah.
like it's pretty bad. It's pretty rough.
Yeah, 90% of the tokens are allocated to the team.
Yeah, which I think the unlock begins in like 30 days
Yeah, for Melania.
for
Yeah.
Melania specifically. So
Yeah, so as soon as Melania launched, that's when you saw this like hesitation. People were like, okay, I'm going to rotate my $300 million, this single person, dump it into Melania, and
Yeah.
just
write it up again.
Do it again.
Do it all
They
over.
don't know about the sniper
It
wallet.
doesn't seem like it's going as
That's
well
who
as
that was.
Trump
That
did.
wasn't a random rotation.
It's definitely not like only go up.
yeah, I feel like they should have just kept with the Trump token because it could have reached 100 billion fully diluted market cap.
I mean, it still could, but yeah, I feel like a lot of the air is
100%
definitely like
would've.
left the
It
bubble,
still
or
will.
the
It's just gonna
balloon, or
take
whatever.
time now,
Yeah.
but they're doing
The
that.
hot air, essentially. Yeah, because now the inauguration is already behind us. Yeah, no bullish momentum, no more like blue sky, right? Trump's gonna like ride in on a crypto unicorn and like, you know, literally Satoshi is gonna be unveiled, right? Didn't happen. Not even a
Yeah.
peep. So
Yeah, this is interesting because this isn't like an ICO or he sold any of these tokens. They just announced a contract address.
Yeah.
You know, locked up some,
Exactly.
80% of the supply over, what is it, 3 years?
still
Years,
locked
I
up.
3
guess.
years? Yeah.
And that 80% is
And
gonna
then it's like
be relocked
supply
up.
the
It's gonna be
liquidity,
locked
and then
up
it
with
just
other assets
ham.
when it
Yeah, just
becomes
went ham. So
free.
I'm curious, like from a
giant
legal
bank of
and
a
regulation
bubble.
perspective, like
You ain't
I
gonna
don't think
rug
you can.
pull it.
well,
That's
that's
the stupidest thing
the
you could do. You don't like
I mean,
the rug pull. He's smart with that
he's
bubble.
untouchable, dude. Literally, bullets can't
He is
even
untouchable.
register. You know,
The
They just
untouchable
bounced right
bubble,
off
baby.
of him.
he's an impenetrable force at this point, dude. He can
Yeah.
get away with anything, even like
Yeah.
failed assassinations.
Yeah, and then I'm thinking, what are the implications of this this meme coin? It's like, are companies going to be launching meme coins too?
So,
It's just like
that's the new paradigm of okay, yeah. Now everyone kind of has to like take a step back and really evaluate what's happening here. You know, because there is some as much of a joke this may seem to a lot of people, that there is some significance to this, right? Because
there's implications. Yeah,
implications, because we've
Oh,
never had a
it's huge.
presidential like
It's
cabinet
huge. I
that
see it
is
all.
not only like
Trump tracker
seems
AI
from like an optics point of view,
not
maybe like, you
sold.
know, they brought in a lot of
Agent
congressmen who are like pro
that
crypto.
exposes it all.
This
But
takes it to a whole nother
it ain't
level. Like
illegal.
this president
He's
is like
president.
fully
It's a
vested
precedent.
into this
It's a
industry,
precedent,
right?
precedent.
it's true. Yeah,
Like not just a little bit, bigly, like
Yeah.
really heavily invested, right?
yeah. So here, Trump-backed World Liberty Financial pre-sale has just.
Great question, Melissa Crocker. And I am going to be doing that. I'm going to be launching a AI meme coin right away within a week or two tops, and it is Trump Tracker AI. Actually, that's going to be the second one. Sorry. First one, Meme Bus, because I meme business. I meme business, meme bus. Hop on the meme bus. It's a meme business out there. Get on that meme bus today. That's the way she go. So meme bus is coming out first, and then there's going to also be secondly Trump Tracker AI, and Trump Tracker is going to be tracking the wallets and all of it. Figure out who bought that $1 million and dumped it at 300 million. Popped one bubble. Wild stuff. But hey, that's how they go. All right. Okay, yeah. So here we go. Shape a new era of finance be defined. So, World Liberty Finance. They pre-sold a bunch, those savages, but when it comes on the open market, if you can buy it the moment it comes out or at its pre-sale price, that's going to be a big one because that's going to be their exchange and portal to infinity money. It's literally infinity internet money, what they've just done and how they set it up. I'm going to be doing the same. I've been working on it for a while, and I might even surpass that Trump one day with the poop coin, proof of ownership project. But that is a story for another day. Let's continue on with this so I can get 3 hours of nap before going to the freaking dentist as I realize what time it is.
Just sold out.
Yeah, so like
Pre-sale.
that's right. So meme coins wasn't enough, dude.
Holy
Like while all this meme coinery madness was happening, the Trump sons, because this is their initiative, right? This whole DeFi, they're trying to take over DeFi, the DeFi industry, dude.
Huh.
Like, all right, let's sell some tokens, and with this money we make, and I think like, let's
buy
up
assets. Yeah.
let's buy up some Bitcoin.
Yeah. So Liberty Financial multi-signature address bot.
.eth ENS domains, dude.
ENS domains.
Look at that. Eric Trump.eth. I wonder if he had anything to do with this. Baron Trump.
So you would think that these names would be already taken, right? Unless they just purchase it off the secondary market.
I mean, yeah, why not, dude? They have like so much crypto liquidity now at this point, right? They can do anything.
Yeah. All right. So
including
they purchased $47 million in wrapped Bitcoin and other tokens.
Yeah, so collective value, I guess.
To explain how it will get to $1 trillion, so it got to almost 20 billion. It got to 16 billion at its very height, at its current all-time high, which was at $72, I believe. And that in the world of crypto and crypto bubble assets, in 3 months' time, when that 800 million that becomes unlocked, well, if he's smart and they know what they're doing, and this is probably what they're going to do, it's like, probably half of it they'll like designate to like the Trump meme foundation, and like 5% they'll designate to a wallet for like staking rewards, and maybe 1% they'll like put to airdrops or something, and then another 30% they'll take and be like liquidity for other layer ones and exchanges. Okay, and that's where they'll take 1 million coins or 500,000 coins, which is only like 1% or 0.5% of the overall 8 80% that just got unlocked, but that they take them and they put them and pair them with idle Bitcoin and idle Ethereum. And by doing that, then magically they all of a sudden somehow become backed of actual asset for assets, claiming and that your 20 billion dollars is magically all of a sudden $100 billion, and that it literally already reached that, so it only needs to 10x from there to reach $1 trillion. And that is extremely doable within this cycle. And it's like they would just take 5% of the Bitcoin dominance, sell that Bitcoin. They would just sell literally $100 billion worth of Bitcoin at once, which would drop the market 5 to 10%, which they do on the regular, and it does all the time. And they literally just take that freaking $100 billion that they just sold and go boom, buy that all into Trump right at once. And this will probably happen. This is exactly how they'll probably do it. And all of a sudden, overnight, it 10x's, and there's just magically $100 billion dollar liquidity backing it and in it. And it just stays there, and everybody celebrates and takes the profits and just magically 10x dollar their money out of nowhere. And that 800 billion of or 800 million tokens just becomes 800 billion, and 80% of your trillion just appeared out of nowhere. But in the crypto ecosystem, which they're merging into the stock merge system and the banking system, it just is this bubble that will just be accepted and exchanged and worth $100 billion. It's wild. It's crazy. And that is how it's going to reach $1 trillion market cap, because it's not actually a trillion. It's only like $1 billion, but it's magic internet money. And that is the ether. All right. That's the ether of crypto money. Did I play what I really wanted to explain in this part? Oh my god, there's so many redonkulousnesses out here. Though the real frauds.
Yes, in their portfolio, is that say 329 million?
329 million.
So they're on their way, dude. They're on their way to a multi-billion-dollar crypto portfolio. I mean, that's pretty significant, I would say.
All that done over the weekend.
I know.
That's
It's a
insane.
snap of the
$300
fingers.
million they made in fees over the
Right, they might
weekend.
just
of
losing their
profit.
mind over Trump coin and completely
Insane.
missing the plot. Here's why this is going to be incredibly long-term bullish for the industry.
Okay, so if you're looking for again that super bullish take, I think you should go through this thread.
Yeah, so I would imagine it's like missiles being launched towards the crypto industry for the last 4 years.
Yeah, and now we have again an actual sitting president who is deeply vested, validating certain components of the market.
The Melania release, it completely shut down Solana.
Yeah,
it was not working.
Actually,
again.
Yeah, if you tried to interact with your Phantom wallet or tried to swap something on Radium, just couldn't go through. Just couldn't work. Right.
A trusted good old blockchain technology, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, still
unacceptable.
How do you So what's the response?
Well,
to
if
that?
this were happening on Bitcoin, these fees would go up, and then people would just not use Bitcoin. That's simple.
Be on 3 apps at once.
Or you just pay more than the next guy, and then you're in the next block.
So that literally phases out the majority of the market, essentially.
Pretty much, yeah.
Which is what we saw on Ethereum last cycle with NFTs and
it just got expensive. It didn't mean that Ethereum wasn't working, like Solana wasn't working.
It's those type of bases. You know, there's so many different, you know, scalable environments to Ethereum. I don't know if that's what's going to happen in response to this. For
I don't think so.
only thing it does, it just, you know, introduces a lot of new interest into like what's happening, right?
It
Solana.
took
Yeah, Students for Trump
by
founder
design,
Ryan
stress
launched a
tested to
Solana
the
meme coin
max.
called TikTok.
And they were able.
Yeah, so this is
to
like, okay, so what
prevent it
happens
from fully
now?
crashing. They
Right?
established
Yeah,
it
so-
Now
at
that, you know,
$40 to
Trump launched probably one of
$50
the most successful
as a
meme
base.
coins ever on Solana, like what would you expect to
he did.
happen next, dude?
Yeah, so this one says TikTok ran to 90 million in 1 hour, then dumped 100%.
Yeah.
To 265,000 market cap.
So
Yeah.
this dude,
That's pretty
complete
scary.
scammer.
Crime season is already out of
This-
hand.
This freaking
So it's already kind of like a
scammer
label.
that guy
To this,
Yeah, man.
created a meme coin called TikTok Official right after Trump Official came out. This guy created a meme coin called TikTok Official with the official TikTok logo and launched it and like showed it to all of his millions of followers. And I guess he's also like a young political guy or something. And then as soon as it got like 1.5 million market share of everyone of his buddies investing it in, and everybody that like temporarily saw for like half an hour, magically TikTok launched an official crypto. Like, you know, all the noobs, all the idiots, they aping because they are dumb and think it's actually an official TikTok. No, you're an idiot. And the guy sold all of his 67% share. No, it was 50% share. But that's enough. That's all you need, 50% to completely rug and take out, because it was, I guess, 2.5 million overall, and he sold 50%. So instantly dropped to 0.5%, instantly took out that $1.5 million of people's money and just pieced out, and then everything crashed following because, well, you just stole half the money. And, well, obviously a scam all along because it was not TikTok. Clearly. Scammers everywhere. You need to check the blockchain. You need to know what you're doing.
And
crime is in.
you're getting in early, right? Because you're paying attention.
And then Euphoria taps in, is like, this is for sure going to
A
billions. Not just one, dude. Billions. Because Trump could do it, right? So TikTok's the most reputable, notable brand on earth now. So yeah, I'm in on this, and then bam,
Yeah. Zero.
gone, vaporized.
Bam! You got
So expect
rugged
more of this,
by
guys. So, you know, on
scam
this channel, if you don't
TikTok.
know, we mostly faded memes for this very reason. It's too dangerous. It's like, man,
Yeah.
we don't want to like promote any meme
I gotta
except for
hop on
Nat.
the safe
That's not
meme
really a
bus,
meme.
It's a
baby.
mission token of
a
all
mission
mission
bus.
tokens.
I'm
Yeah,
in
with like
business.
unruggable
Watch it.
properties, right?
It's true.
Us deployers hold like no pre-sale, no pre-mine,
Yeah, no
supply.
VC funds, no nothing.
Yeah, so it's literally unruggable, but you know,
Not
it's
sure.
out
I've
there.
been working
It's
on
floating
that for
around
a
in the market
while,
space. It can be acquired,
and
right?
definitely tokens.
All
that
right, so
trade
here it
for
says
real
Cuba,
material.
yes, the
It's
country
happening.
just launched a pump fund, then deleted the post. Crime cycle continues.
Like actually Cuba,
No,
dude.
it was
The
other
country of
scammers.
Cuba. I guess they have their own Twitter account. I guess all countries do that, right? They have their own social media.
Yeah.
So who
Craig, that was the funnier part I wanted to show, and now we'll get to the good old Void to CoffeeZilla to talk about it. He covers it well with great dark humor. Whoops.
me a favor right now. I need you to go buy the official Lorenzo Sewell coin. I want you to be able to see politics become manifest.
My
not
bad.
just in
I
the way
was
we
sharing
were
the
praying
wrong
over
one
political gatherings, but
and
we were seeing
muted, and y'all
Oh my!
thought I was crazy.
Welcome
probably.
back to the season of
Or
crime here
yelling
on
at me that I was
CoffeeZilla,
muted.
a depressing version of The Purge, but in real life. Look, I realized yesterday I can stay depressed or I can get dressed and get back in the void. That's my only option, so I'm going to go ahead and choose the latter. Because whether or not these people ever face consequences, they should be called out for gross behavior. Up first, we have the pastor who spoke at Trump's inauguration.
Let us pray for our 47th president.
Immediately after doing this, he decided to promote a meme coin to, I don't know, make money from who?
I need you to do me a favor right now. I need you to go buy the official Lorenzo Sewell coin. I want you.
My brother, did you just come from, like it looked like at the start of that clip, he's walking from the dais that he was at. He's in the same outfit. He didn't even go home before getting in the Solana trenches. You can hear him sort of just like, I don't know if the door's shutting behind him from just doing the service, and he's already shilling.
I need you to do me a favor right now. I need you to go buy the official Lorenzo Sewell coin. I want you to be able to see politics become manifest, not just in a way where we're praying over political gatherings, but where we're seeing.
Oh my God. I need you guys to see what happens when you pump my coin. It's incredible. Look, you can see from my Twitter profile, I'm not even on that different of a team than this guy. This is gross. This is always despicable when people use faith in order to make money. It's always gross. And I would say to Lorenzo, like, this guy's like, oh, the crypto community was kind enough to send me Lorenzo, so I permanently locked my tokens in the liquidity pool. So he's like, look, I can't rug. I'm just going to make fees off of everyone trading. Bro, you're just going to chill for a dev you've never met? Like, hey, bro, somebody sent me these coins, so I'm just going to start pumping them. This is how things go very, very wrong. And if you look at the coin, of course, well, just not a great look to be putting the church on pump fun. Let me just say that. But now we're going to talk about something even closer to my art, which is my very ethnicity. Cuba apparently launched 2 rug pulls today, the actual country of Cuba, or that was the story at least. Here is the official Twitter account promoting 2 different contracts where ultimately they both got rugged. Now, we'll get into the details in a second, but yeah, I do have to admit, I am part Cuban, which probably many of you know who've ever seen me in person. Like, you're probably like, oh, this guy's really like good looking. And yes, that's the Cuban genes in me. So yeah, I'm not just going to blindly defend my home country, but the chart doesn't lie. We're down bad, boys. However, if you actually listen to, they held Twitter Spaces in Cuba, or actually probably not in Cuba, as we'll find out. And it sounds much more like a hack. I'll let you listen to it and tell me what you think.
Here we go. Official coin, everybody. Official coin. Not sure what Red Bull mean in the comment. I don't know what.
Wait, that's a great start. Official coin, official coin. I don't know what rug pull means.
There's no rug pull. This one legit. Everybody legit. Everybody join.
So obviously,
This is legit.
probably
It is
actually
not
a
a
hack.
rug pull.
I mean,
I am
we're going to
totally
see another one of
Cuban,
those
and
today.
This is not a rug pull. I
With
don't
the
know
meme
what
coin
that
mania
means.
right now that's been
All
kicked
right.
off by Trump.
All right.
There's a lot of money in
And
hacking
on that
people and
note,
posting some
y'all have
coin
a good
on
day.
somebody's page. We also find this.
Hello,
Sometimes
sir.
$10.
Everybody, I misclicked the button. I did not mean to do that. Fuck.
I didn't mean to hit the button. Fuck. Click. Where's space over? Primo. Anytime. Don't get rug pulled. Don't get scammed. Don't invest in anything that you.
You crazy mother. Yeah.
It's just burning.
Hey, Bernie, just like last week.